Welcome. This is Mission Update on Foursquare TV. Today, the mission satellite beams on the coastal regions of Nigeria. And I have with me the National Minister in charge of coastal region of the Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria, Reverend Ian Chuku Azubike. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, can we get to know a bit about you before we now talk about coastal missions?
Well, my name is Ian Chuku Azubike, rightly said. I'm from Foursquare District.
Okay.
And I've been working in the riverine areas for many years until the outgoing or the sitting, so to say, for now. Reverend Medo, you have to pick and say I should come over so that we can do a work for the total coastal region.
Okay.
And that was how.
So when you say coastal region, where and where does it comprise?
Well, like the GO would put it, he brought down the calendar and said, look from...
Do you mean map, right?
Sorry, the map. Bring down the map of Nigeria. So from there, we looked from Badagry and we traced the coastal line, which is about 865 kilometers,
okay,
down to Calabar.
Okay.
And all the creeks of the Niger Delta, the Cross River water, the Badagry creeks. Those are the areas that we... And outside that, we also know, the Niger Delta, as the River Niger is coming down, as it goes breaking into some areas in Benue area, the Agatu side of Benue State, the Kogi, some of the other areas like that. So, other small islands.
Okay. So, the plan was to take the gospel through these riverine areas.
Good.
And tell us a bit, what was the plan?
The plan, prior to this time,
okay,
right there in Festac, one-time district overseer called Reverend Sam Oluagbo,
okay,
was far away in the U.S., and the man that wrote Operation World in a conference in the U.S. began to tell them there that there are a lot of riverine areas in Lagos and Nigeria, that those are the areas that the gospel have not penetrated into.
Okay.
And the moment the man came back from that conference, he constituted a committee and a group of people, which the man in Asokoro today is part of that group. And they did an extensive survey,
okay,
up to the Ondo State area. With that survey,
okay,
Festac District began to walk into the riverine areas. And in entire Foursquare Church, Festac District was now known as the pioneering people that were walking into the riverine areas.
Okay, tell me a bit about the people in the riverine.
The people in the riverine areas are, for example, in the Badagry area,
okay,
we talk about their worries.
Okay.
We talk about the largesse.
Okay.
Along that coastal line, there is this Ewe-speaking Ghanaians.
Okay.
Their language is Ewe. So, and down into Ijebu waterside.
Okay.
And that area is this Ijebu people. Towards that lake area, going into Ijebu waterside.
Okay.
Then from there, entering into Ondo State, Araromi, down to Ibunla, and down there, before you now penetrate into the Niger Delta proper.
Okay.
And from there, you can come into Cross River State. At a point, NEMA, as an evangelical mission agency, wanted to do an update to know how far the gospel have gone into the riverine area.
Okay.
So they asked from the national office, and I was seconded to them to work with them.
So let's talk about let's look into that report. How far has the gospel got into the riverine?
Well, much as we would have said we have done our best, yet.
When you use we, you mean Foursquare?
I mean Foursquare.
Okay.
And when you come to all the gospel, all the Pentecostal churches, even Orthodox churches, even name them whatever, whether Baptist, Methodist, and all the rest, when we meet together, there is no gospel church that has penetrated the riverine the way Foursquare has penetrated.
That's impressive.
Yes. And I have it on record, and it is true.
Okay. So you were giving us a report on the extent at which the gospel has gotten to the riverine.
That is, for example, our own side, from Festac side,
okay,
we've been able to move from Badagry down to Ondo State.
Really?
Yes. And which, along these coastal lines, we have close to about 22 functional mission fields, which we call churches.
Wow. So let's look at this. How did the people in the riverine, how did they accept the gospel? Are they receptive?
Okay.
What was it like?
Initially, they were not that receptive. Initially, too, it was strange to them.
Okay.
It got to a point one of those days when you, do you know Baji? Have you heard about Jesus?
Okay.
And you know you won't say it in English. Say Tibon pa Jesu. Wani kilo njebe.
Meaning, have you heard about Jesus? What is that?
Okay.
Who is that?
Who is that?
Okay.
So, and who is that? We begin to, that is how we started by now explaining whom Jesus is.
All right.
Explaining the gospel to them. And while we were doing that, well, we began to get converts.
Okay.
And with those converts, we started establishing churches.
So what are the basic strategies you employed in getting this done?
Well, the basic strategy then was we were reaching out to them with love.
Okay.
Carrying the gospel to them, holding crusades, and doing sometimes, like one of my young men will always say, do you still think it is that time you people we are coming to woo us with clothes? I was interviewing him for membership. And before he could say all the 22 tenets of faith, he said, you think it is still that time we were coming to woo them with clothes? So those are the way we penetrated them. Okay. And at the same time, we also have some schools.
Okay.
We have some, in a place we call Ibeshe, we have the School of Mission, started nursery and primary school, which is under one Reverend Sam Wachu. Okay. And is doing marvelous work with that. And some other areas like that.
We'll get to hear more after this short break.
Thank you.
Take a break from your regular TV and fill your mind with inspiring, qualitative, and entertaining content suitable for the whole family's enjoyment. Broadcasting hope and life-inspiring messages from the Word of God. Foursquare TV is rich in life-changing and soul-lifting content, timely word of exhortation and word of knowledge delivered by our fathers in the Lord. Soul-lifting praise and worship that gives you that heavenly experience. Make a positive switch to life and enjoy Christian drama and informative content. There's never a dull moment on Foursquare TV. Decoders are available without subscription fee, and you have access to over 120 channels. For more info, please call 0803-304-6713, 0703-028-8661, and 0802-301-0696. Foursquare TV, life in full.
Welcome back. This is Mission Update on Foursquare TV, and I've been speaking with the National Minister in charge of Coastal Mission of the Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria, Reverend Ian-Chuku Azubike. You're welcome once again.
Thank you, bro.
Earlier, you were talking to us about the strategies for penetrating into the riverine. Can you tell us some more?
Yes, part of the strategies we were using then were also, while we were going out for evangelism, doing crusades and so on, we were doing intensive discipleship.
Okay.
Because the Bible says teaching them to observe. So we are doing all that we need to raise, so that not only just raising disciples,
okay,
so that we can indigenize the work.
Okay.
And with that, the people will be able to reach out to their people.
Okay.
And that has worked marvelously well.
Okay. So were there any challenges you had?
Yeah, series of challenges.
Or what are the challenges peculiar to riverine coastal region?
Number
mission?
one, you already know that the landmark, the water in itself is a challenge.
Okay.
So a lot of people are water phobia in terms of raising, workforce. So there are people that would have loved to be there. But the moment you mention where they try to go back. Myself was one of them then, until I had a voice that Jesus walked upon the water.
Okay.
So I remember one of the days I went with my brother, to his side. And he asked me, Daddy, do you know how to swim? I said, I don't know how to swim. But that is just by the way.
Okay.
So a lot of people are water phobia. It's a very big challenge in raising workforce. Two, the area of funding.
Okay.
Because it is an intensive mission work. It costs so much to buy a boat. Initially, we started with these wooden boats, which we call banana boats. From there we entered into the fiber boats,
Okay.
which we are using today. And the engines are becoming costlier day by day. To get an outboard engine is costly.
Okay.
And the one we just bought last, we bought it at about 1.5 million. That was about 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
So funding. Again, while we were there we started to build the church there. We are using thatch.
Okay.
What we call the Iki house. I remember Reverend Medoye visiting us one of the days. And he said, if the people are living in Iki house, thatch house, must you also continue like that? Well, it's funding. Currently today, we have what we call the prototype building,
Okay.
which is what we have been able to build like that about. Out of some of these 22 churches I have said, and the First Stack area, we have been able to build about 4.
Oh.
About 4 or 5.
Okay.
Prototype building. And it's funding. And you know what? to build in the riverine area, to mobilize the materials. You pay for transport on land. You also pay for transport on water. Mm-hmm. And in some places where you will stop at the jetty, maybe where you are going is far inside too.
You pay for uploading.
The people that will not. So because of that, you may be spending
more
10 naira, or let me say 1 million in building a house. Over there, you might be spending about 3, 4, 5 million to get a sizable church that will take in about 100 worshippers. Okay.
Earlier on the program, we had the district overseer and the state pastor of Yenugua on mission.
Yes.
On the program Mission Update on Foursquare TV.
Okay.
And he mentioned quite a number of challenges. You are the national minister in charge of coastal missions.
Yes.
How is the organization?
Thank you.
Trying to solve some of these challenges?
Thank you. Initially, let me draw back.
Okay.
Because before the Yenegua Dio Ayoko was appointed, we had Reverend Inyang,
okay,
a former Shell worker. And by the time he came on board, we all went to Yenegua together. Okay. And he sat me down and said, if they are telling you to do this work, they must give you all that it takes. You must come with chopper, because that area, he was using the eye of the multinationals to look at it. But we didn't go with that. One of the first days I went with Ayoko, and we were moving towards Brass. A lot of people didn't want to go until I stepped forward to challenge them.
Okay.
Otherwise, even while they are there in Bayelsa, some of them don't want to go
across the water.
Good. So, and we have to enter the boat from Abuya to move towards Brass. Okay. When we planted the church in Brass, we were together as we planted the church in Brass.
Okay.
And the cost of transportation is one person alone. From there is about 2,005.
Okay.
So for us to gather people that will go for that crusade, it was a high cost. And even by the time we got to that very village, Tom Brass, again, the chiefs were not receptive. But it took a lot of discussions going to the chiefs
okay,
over there to talk before they were able to allow us to hold a crusade in that very place. So which we did for 2 days, and we planted the church.
Okay, like I asked earlier, as the national minister in charge of Coastal Region,
yes,
how are you raising funds to sort out these challenges?
So when we come to national programs like this,
okay,
the general overseer will allow the home mission, and together that mission night,
okay,
will call out for people to support the work.
Okay.
And it has been very, very tremendous. So the little that we get from there, the national uses it to fund some of those things. Outside that too, the district also do their best. Like we have the Warri district, we have Festac district. At least these are two major outside the new penetrations that we are doing. Again, if I answer that question well,
okay,
because we want to reach out to those areas, we have to do a delineation where some districts were carved purposely to look into the riverine area, like Okitipupa district,
okay,
like that Yenegua,
okay,
even Eket.
Okay.
Eket, was also created not just for the churches in Eket, but also to look into the riverine areas, and we have to visit a place called Ibaka. That Ibaka is a coastal area where it's about two hours ride. You enter into Cameroon.
Okay. All right.
So that district creation in those areas has helped so much. Like even in Warri, the Ubeji, the Ekpan district, all those areas, Ekpan district was made to look towards the Burutu, the Patani area.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll get to have more after this break. So we'll go on a short break. We'll be back.
Take a break from your regular TV and fill your mind with inspiring, qualitative, and entertaining content suitable for the whole family's enjoyment. Broadcasting hope and life-inspiring messages from the Word of God. Foursquare TV is rich in life-changing and soul-lifting content, timely word of exhortation and word of knowledge delivered by our fathers in the Lord. Soul-lifting praise and worship that gives you that heavenly experience. Make a positive switch to life and enjoy Christian drama and informative content. There's never a dull moment on Foursquare TV. Decoders are available without subscription fee, and you have access to over 120 channels. For more info, please call 0803-304-6713, 0703-028-8661, and 0802-301-0696. Foursquare TV, life in full.
Welcome back. This is Mission Update on Foursquare TV, and I've been speaking with the National Minister in charge of Coastal Mission of the Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria, Reverend Iyainchukwu Azubike. You're welcome once again.
Thank you, bro.
Earlier on the program, Reverend has been telling us about the potentials in the coastal region and how Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria has been harnessing such potentials. So, sir, are there still more land to conquer?
So many lands to conquer.
Okay.
Because the place is divided into lots and lots of creeks, islands.
Okay.
And almost all those islands, they all have their gods, they have their idols here and there.
Okay.
And they're trying to open up most of those areas.
Okay.
Some areas still in Badagry. Some areas behind Victoria Island. Like areas like Tapa Bay.
Okay.
In Tapa Bay, we have both the ones that are facing to the lagoon and the ones that are facing the sea.
Okay.
These are where people are living. Of course, we've tried to re-enter there before, and we still came out. But like Reverend Medoye would say, he said, church, they die. So you must go back and revive that church. So those attacks still ahead of us. Okay. In the Lekki areas too, we have a lot of islands between Lekki and Ikorodu
Okay.
into Ekpe,
Okay.
that piece of island. We have not entered into those areas. We are just at the periphery, the banks, but crossing the water. So one of those things we want to call out for today is to see that most of the districts, which we call, I will call them some littoral districts.
Okay.
Littoral in the sense that they are by the side of the bank of those areas, that all they need to do is to board the boat and enter inside. But they've not been able to catch that kind of vision. They just want to stay along the peninsula, you know, like the Lekki Peninsula. You continue to go like that to Ekpe. But entering into the creeks, Lagos Island, Lekki District, you know. So it was because of this same penetration that made the national to create Ekpe district. Even that Ekpe district that is created too, they have not gotten the strength to cross into the villages in the creek. So they are within the Ekpe town, like that.
So have there been amazing testimonies in the coastal regions?
Serious testimonies.
Okay.
Very serious testimonies that, you know, at least we will be there because of the gospel. People will call us and say, come, we no longer want to serve these idols. We just want you to come, break these idols for us.
Okay.
So we have done so many of them in those areas. And to a lot of deliverances, you know, from courts. People giving themselves to Sangbeto, you know, Oro Court, and Egunu. And they are dropping those things and coming to Christ. Those are very good testimonies. Testimonies of, you know, souls.
How many of these people actually are still following through the organization?
So many of them. So many of them. Most of them that are in our churches, a good number of them are like that.
Okay.
And they jettison those religion. And now, some of them are even pastors.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Some of them are pastors today.
Okay.
At least I know about two. Also, people that were in that court, Muslims, and they are turning to Christ.
We'll get to meet these people you're talking about.
I'll present that to you, believing that we will not stop here until you come over to the riverine area so that you can have some shots.
So
we'll see some of those.
We'll get to meet these people you're talking about.